Most people wait for motivation to arrive before they start working. They wait for the right time, the right energy, or the right vibe. But the truth is, motivation is a visitor, not a resident. It comes and goes when it wants. One day you feel unstoppable, the next day you don't even want to get out of bed. That's because motivation is an emotion, and emotions are temporary. Discipline, on the other hand, is a decision. It's not about waiting to feel ready. It's about doing what you promised yourself, even when you're tired, uninspired, or discouraged. It's waking up and saying, I don't need to feel like it, I just need to do it. If you can master this one principle, you will never be a slave to your mood again. Because the strongest people in the world are not the most motivated, they are the most disciplined. When you begin any journey, fitness, career, studies, or content creation, you feel a spark. That spark is motivation. It gives you excitement, energy, and confidence. But that energy doesn't last forever. Soon, obstacles appear: fatigue, boredom, criticism, or failure. This is where motivation dies and discipline is born. Discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. It's what makes you show up again and again, even when no one is watching. It's what builds consistency, and consistency builds results. Every champion you admire didn't win because they were always motivated. They won because they kept going even when they weren't. Discipline is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Without it, motivation will only give you a good start, never a great finish. Discipline is not punishment, it's training. Every time you control your actions, you strengthen your inner muscle. When you choose to work instead of wasting time, when you stay focused instead of giving up, you're rewiring your brain to succeed. Soon, discipline turns into habit. You don't even have to think about it anymore. You just wake up early, you exercise, you study, you build because it's part of you. And habits build character. A disciplined person doesn't need to prove anything to the world. Their work speaks for them. Their actions define them. That's how leaders, creators, and legends are formed, not by luck or talent, but by the silent repetition of daily discipline. We live in a world that glorifies comfort. Everyone wants quick results, success without struggle, rewards without effort. But life doesn't work that way. The path of discipline is often the harder one, but it's also the path that leads to greatness. When you choose discipline, you choose growth over pleasure. You choose long-term gain over short-term satisfaction. You choose the pain of progress instead of the comfort of excuses. And that's what separates dreamers from doers. Dreamers talk about what they want. Doers wake up and work for it. Every great person you admire, from athletes to entrepreneurs to artists, has mastered one skill: doing what they must even when they don't feel like it. That's the difference between wishing and winning. Every successful person you see was once a beginner, scared, unsure, and full of doubts. But they kept going. They showed up every single day with consistency and focus. They didn't rely on motivation. They relied on discipline. Discipline turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results, because when you repeat the same positive actions daily, even when you don't see instant results, something powerful happens. You grow silently, you get better every day, and one day people look at you and call you lucky. But you and I both know it wasn't luck. It was discipline disguised as destiny. Discipline doesn't promise comfort, it promises transformation. And that transformation is what builds leaders, innovators, and change makers. At the end of the day, motivation fades. Even the strongest feelings lose their power, but discipline becomes your identity. It defines who you are and what you stand for. Your dreams don't need more motivation, they need more commitment, because your future won't be built on how you feel. It will be built on what you do every single day, even when you don't feel like doing it. Success belongs to those who control their habits, their time, and their focus. Every small action, every morning you wake up early, every extra hour you work, every time you say no to laziness, it all adds up. Step by step, action by action, discipline builds the life you deserve. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start building the habit of showing up now, because motivation might wake you up once, but discipline keeps you awake for life. And when you live with discipline, you don't just chase dreams, you become the dream others chase. You don't need a spark, you need structure. You don't need a push, you need purpose. Motivation is the start of your story, but discipline is what writes every page till the end. So, no matter where you are in life, tired, lost, or unmotivated, just remember this. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Keep the promise you made to yourself, because one day, that discipline will take you to a place motivation could never reach.